Oh, hello. I'm Stephen Ian Reichenberg, and welcome to Recovering the Heart. Today, I'd like to talk about a subject that's very, very dear to me, as it's something I've struggled with quite a bit, and that's feeling deserving of happiness. Most people talk about a fear of failure. I've had a fear of success most of my life. And that's rooted in a feeling of not being deserving of success. Anytime that I've encountered any form of success, professionally, personally, with my relationships, I'm instantly waiting for the other shoe to drop, so to speak. Never do I, let me rephrase, never did I feel deserving of happiness in the past. It was always that deep, deep core emotion of not being worthy. And in the end, this caused me to sabotage any of the successes I'd actually encountered. And that's all a result of not having done the self work that I needed to do to know that myself, just like anybody listening to this, deserves to be happy. Whatever wrongs we may have done, actual or just perceived, and that's why I highly, highly recommend a deep self-inquiry process for anybody. Mine personally was the 12 steps, whether it's that, therapy, a self-inquiry process specifically with another person, a teacher, a close friend, companion, therapist, whatever, because sometimes we need that outside perspective to recognize the fact that these wrongs we think we have committed, these atrocities, so to speak, that make us undeserving of ever finding joy, finding love, finding happiness. They're not as bad as we seem to think they are, or they're not even bad at all. And in those rare cases where they actually are, we're probably not the only ones who've done such things, and they're probably quite redeemable. Recognizing that, looking into oneself, for me, that was the first part of finding a place where I could actually feel like I deserved happiness, where I deserved love. And then it was becoming a person that was different than that person who had committed such misdeeds, perceived misdeeds. Building myself into a person that I could see being happy, that I could see deserving to be happy. One of the best sayings I've heard that resonated with me is how do you build self-esteem, and that is to do esteemable acts. In my case, it was service work with other addicts and alcoholics. That greatly allowed me to receive. And also just the other forms of self-work, whether it was my spiritual practices, my yoga, physical health, including diet, exercise, all of these things. Prior to any of that, I couldn't even take a compliment. If you tried to give me one of those, I'd barely be able to look you in the eyes, because I'd be thinking, you don't see the person you're actually trying to give that to. Because if you did, not only would you not be giving me a compliment, you'd just be running for the hills. And that's not true today. There is still an edge. There's definitely still a bit of a discomfort there. It's a new thing for me, being able to accept that. a compliment, and certainly a new thing, accepting being happy. But thankfully, through mindfulness practices, I can witness that. I can witness my feeling undeserving without reacting to it, without it owning me and forcing that happiness out of my life. I allow myself to witness and observe, hold those opposites of deserving and not deserving at the same time. Sometimes, playing back and forth with those feelings simultaneously, and doing that continued self-work that allows me to look in the mirror and see a different person than the one who never thought they deserved happiness, and see a different person than the one who never, ever could see anyone loving them. Because I love myself today, and if I hadn't done the work to get to that point first, any perceived love, any feeling of love from someone else, that would be falsely embraced and a house of cards, so to speak, because just the slightest push and it would all come crumbling down. Today, any feelings that I'm given, any emotions, they're firm, they're strong. I know I deserve that happiness today. Even when that first thought pops up saying that I don't, because that's been my habit, that's been my pattern my whole life, and in almost 2 years of deep self-work, it's still not enough to always change that first thought. It is getting better. And I'm all right with that. I'm all right with seeing it still come up and being able to witness it, because I don't have to indulge it. I don't have to give it power. And I absolutely do not need to let it sabotage my joy and my happiness today. Today I welcome joy, love, happiness with open arms, because I know I deserve it. And with that, I will begin today's meditation. Please come to a comfortable position, whether seated or laying down. If it feels right for you today, shut your eyes. If not, just find somewhere you can gaze at softly. Bring in as much comfort as you can for these next few moments, whether it's pillows, blankets, a cushion to sit upon. There's no need for rigidity. In fact, that will only hurt this process and hurt your chances of receiving. We'll try to be like water, going with the ebb and flow of life. Water that can have love, that can have happiness poured into it. If you try to meditate like the stone, all feelings will cascade off of you. That's not embracing life. That's not being of this world. Be the openness that is water. Allow all life has to offer to be poured into you. Begin breathing deeply and fully through the nose, and release with a sigh out the mouth. Once more in through the nose, and with a sigh out of the mouth. And once more, a final clearing breath, deeply in through the nose, and with an audible sigh, releasing out of your mouth. Start to feel all of the sensations around you. The press of your body against the floor, the seat, the cushion, whatever you sit or lay upon while listening to this. Feel the touch of your clothing upon your skin. If there's any breeze, any air, feel that. If there's stillness, feel the sensation of that stillness. Begin body scanning, starting with your toes, bringing attention to the tips of the toes, toes that deserve happiness. Shifting the focus to the feet. Feet that carry you through your day. Feet that touch this earth that loves you. Allow your feet to feel that love. Your attention rises to the ankles, those joints connecting legs to feet, bridging the gap of limbs. Allow happiness into your ankles. Allow the attention to rise through the lower legs, feeling every sensation. As your gaze of your mind shifts to your knees. Knees that do so much work through the day, lifting and walking. Knees that deserve love. Knees that deserve happiness. Gaze flows up from the knees to the upper leg, to the thigh, the top of your legs, the top of your connection to this earth, the earth that loves you, the top of your roots, the roots that ground you in the joy of this world. The attention flows now from the thigh to the pelvis, that connecting point of the legs, the base of your body, your foundation, deserving of happiness. From the pelvis will flow upward to the stomach, you digest, where food becomes fuel, your center. This place within, deserving of love for all the work that it does for you in your life. Rise now from the stomach to the chest, the cage of the heart. Your center, where your awareness resides, where your self resides. This heart that has brought you through so many troubled times and so many beautiful ones. Surely this heart deserves love. Surely this heart deserves happiness. From the heart, back down towards the fingertips. The points used most for the sense of touch, allowing you your feel of this world and all the pleasures that can come with that. Fingertips that need love, that need happiness, that deserve both. From the fingertips to the hands, your hands that hold, your hands that caress. They can be fists to harm, and they can be the gentlest touch against a baby's forehead. It can do so many things, and they do every day. Allow them the happiness that they deserve. Flow from the hands to the upper arm, feeling the strength that allows the hands to do the work that they do. The lower arm, the upper arm, both working together to lift all of the weight of this world that you need to carry. They can't do their job without that feeling of joy that they deserve so much. Allow the arms to feel what they deserve. To the shoulders, shoulders that can bear the weight of what you must carry, but also slump under the burden of sadness. Allow these shoulders the happiness they deserve. From the shoulders, rise to the throat from which your voice emanates, which you can speak words of hurt as well as words of the greatest beauty. Allow this throat happiness. Allow it love. From the throat to the face, that which you see in the mirror every day, that which those who care about you recognize you with. See that face in your mind's eye. See a person that deserves happiness, a face that deserves a smile, knowing that it is loved. From the face, finally we rise to the crown of the head, the seat of your mind, the mind that tells you you don't deserve happiness, love, joy. This mind tells you you deserve none of those things. Yet every part of you deserves all of that and more for all it does. How can the mind be right when you feel this in every part of your being? Allow the mind the happiness it deserves. Allow the mind the joy it deserves. And most importantly, allow your mind the love that it deserves. Begin to deepen your breath, feeling your way back into the space around you, bringing movement to the fingers, to the toes. If your eyes are shut, you may softly flutter them open. And if they've just been softly gazing, blinking them a few times, reorienting yourself to space. When you're ready, going about your day, knowing you deserve all of this and more. Thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak on a subject I have struggled with so long throughout my life. This caused me an incredible amount of pain, thinking I don't deserve happiness, I don't deserve joy, and that I definitely don't deserve love. But today I realize all people deserve those things. All people. With that, I hope you can go forward feeling that even if it's only in a small amount today, use that. Use that as your inspiration to do that work, to look deeply at yourself, so that one day you can embrace yourself with open arms, an open heart, knowing you deserve. Thank you. Once again, I'm Stephen Ian Reichenberg. This has been Recovering the Heart. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a comment letting me know what I can do going further to help enhance these experiences for you. Thank you, and have a beautiful day.